Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Fiery crash on I-85, and right now lanes are closed in both directions after that wreck on Falls Lake Bridge. How authorities say thousands of pounds of marble ended up spilled on the highway.
And some changes now. It feels much more comfortable outside this morning. We have some pretty weather in the forecast for the next couple of days, but that could change for parts of the holiday weekend.
D.C. attack. New information overnight about the killings of 2 people outside a Jewish museum. What we're learning about the shooting that world leaders are calling an act of anti-Semitism.
And it's back on the ice for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Lenovo Center will be rocking once again. The Canes host Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final tonight. What you need to know as they try to get that series tied up. They've already lost that home ice advantage. Can't lose another game at home. I'm Jeff Hogan. It's good to have you with us on this Thursday.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you as we kick off your Thursday morning. And boy, it feels great out there. Talk about just like a clean slate of weather. We got that mugginess out. And Elizabeth, all because of that cold front moving in.
Yeah, it really did a nice job of clearing things out. And gosh, it feels great out there. 58 is our dew point. And we're going to continue to see some really nice weather here for the next couple of days. 62 is our current temperature with that dew point nicely down at 68. We even have some 50s showing up on the map. 55 in Roxborough and 59 in Southern Pines. And our temperatures will likely continue to drop. So we'll likely have some other spots dropping on down into the 50s too before we get to say sunrise or so. Temperatures feel comfortable this afternoon. Highs in the low 80s, but it is likely to be a bit breezy later on. Kind of walk you through that. We also want to take a sneak peek at the weekend. It's looking pretty good up until Monday for Memorial Day. I'll show you how much rain we could see and the timeline.
Elizabeth, thanks. Breaking news, a tractor trailer has spilled thousands of pounds of marble on I-85. Ali Kadlubar is in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker near the Falls Lake Bridge at the Durham-Granville County line. And Ali, traffic has been backed up for more than 3 hours now.
Yeah, Renee, and luckily that traffic is back open. You can see it kind of flowing slowly right here. Just in the last 30 minutes, it actually reopened to 1 lane. But we want to take you right to this video we got. We were able to see this marble that spilled off this 18-wheeler just hours ago. And we want to take you right to that video showing this marble. Now, we did speak with Highway Patrol on the scene that says that an 18-wheeler carrying thousands of pounds of marble, they blew a tire and ran into the guardrail, and then the cab of the truck caught on fire and it spilled all of its marble over into the northbound lanes, and it was going southbound right here on I-85. This all happened around 1 a.m. and so basically officers had to shut down Falls Lake Bridge for hours. People were stuck at a standstill for hours, causing even a secondary 4-vehicle pileup as well. Now, we do want to keep you updated throughout the morning. We're still learning when it's going to be fully open. As you saw in that video, that there were heavy machinery on the scene trying to pick up all of that marble. So we're still working to learn when this will be fully reopened. And of course, we're going to keep you updated. In Granville County, Ali Kadlubar, WRAL News.
Also new overnight, the FBI says the shooting of 2 people outside an event at a Jewish museum in Washington, D.C. was a targeted act of violence. The Israeli embassy identified the victims, Yaron Lachinsky and Sarah Milgram. They're a couple, and an ambassador says Lachinsky planned to propose next week in Jerusalem. President Donald Trump reacted to their killings on social media, saying these horrible D.C. killings, based obviously on anti-Semitism, must now end. The suspect is identified as a 30-year-old man from Chicago. Police say he approached a group of 4 people and opened fire, killing 2 of them. After the shooting, he walked into the museum and was detained by event security. He was reportedly chanting, "Free, free Palestine." The victims were staff members of the Israeli embassy in Washington.
New this morning, a motorcycle rider is seriously hurt after a crash. It happened just before midnight on NC 42 near Rock Service Station Road. That's in southern Wake County. You can see the motorcycle is badly damaged after colliding with a minivan hauling a trailer. We've reached out to Highway Patrol to learn more. Violent crime is up in Durham, but the city is seeing fewer shootings overall. Durham police will present its latest crime numbers to City Council today. New data in the first quarter crime report shows homicides went from 6 in the first quarter of 2024 to 9 in 2025. The department is solving a significant number of cases, boasting a 156% clearance rate. Youth crime offenses have also increased.
Well, it's the biggest game of the season so far at the Lenovo Center. It's now just 15 hours away. We are counting it down. The Hurricanes need a win tonight to tie up that series with the Florida Panthers at 1 game apiece. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live inside the Lenovo Center this morning, and the Canes trying to bounce back after dropping that game 1. Kelsey.
Yes, Jeff, Canes fans are hoping for a comeback tonight. They're going head-to-head against the Florida Panthers again, and we're expecting another packed house tonight here at the Lenovo Center. We'll show you some video now from Game 1. The Panthers came to Raleigh and got the jump from the start. They went up 2-0 in the first period and went on to a 5-2 win. We spoke with Canes fans in downtown Raleigh about how they're feeling heading into Game 2. Fingers crossed for a win tonight, but Debbie Aker says Caniacs are rooting for them regardless.
I am a part of a center at NC State University, and my whole staff talk about the Canes. They go to the games. We love the Canes, and I think it's just been a real opportunity for the community to join together and have a great fun.
Puck drop is tonight at 8 here at the Lenovo Center. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And after tonight's game, after every Canes playoff game during the Stanley Cup, get exclusive insights and expert analysis right here on WRAL with the Canes exclusive post-game live, airing at 11:25 tonight.
This morning, a jury is entering a third day of deliberations in the trial of a man accused of killing a Home Depot employee. Terry McMillan is charged with killing 82-year-old Gary Razor when he shoved him to the ground. This happened in Hillsborough back in October of 2022. Razor died a month later. The jury started deliberating Tuesday and worked all day yesterday without coming to a verdict. WRAL will be in Orange County as the jury reconvenes this morning. Watch our evening news from 4 to 7:30 for any updates about court proceedings or a verdict.
Today, lawmakers in the State House are expected to give final approval to their spending plan. It passed a preliminary vote with significant support from both sides of the aisle. Lawmakers voted 93-20 to send the plan to a second and final vote. It includes larger raises than the Senate version for teachers and state employees. It also cuts thousands of mostly vacant state jobs to pay for that. The House and Senate will have to negotiate a final deal, though, with Governor Josh Stein.
State House lawmakers today are expected to vote on another relief bill for survivors of Helene in western North Carolina. The $450 million proposal was unveiled yesterday. It's only about half the money Governor Josh Stein asked for on Monday. It includes tens of millions of dollars to help remove fallen trees and debris that have become a wildfire hazard in the mountains. It also includes funds to help rebuild farms and small businesses. The measure is expected to pass with bipartisan support. Its next stop is the state Senate.
It's 4:38 right now. Dangerous ants, the life-threatening reactions these little critters can cause, and how you can get rid of them if you spot them in your yard.
Passing the big, beautiful bill. President Trump's policy agenda could face a vote today. The tight lines that will decide whether it survives the House.
Should be a comfortable day out there. Not as much humidity as we've seen the last few days. You are looking live right now in Sanford. Good morning to you. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is tracking another cold front that's on its way, and that'll explain what it means for your weekend forecast.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
442. It's nice and quiet out there. Comfortably cool. 63 right now in Wilson, 62 in Durham, and 66 in Fayetteville. We cleared out nicely last night, but we also have enough lingering moisture with the rain that we saw that we're seeing some patchy fog and low cloud cover starting to develop. So that's going to be a changing situation. Also, the whirligigs right now are still, but we do have some breezy conditions in our forecast for later this afternoon. It's pretty calm this morning, but we could see winds gusting up to around 25 miles per hour later this afternoon. It's not enough to cause any damage. It's just enough for you to notice that, oh, hey, it's a little breezy out. Heading out the door this morning, you might need a jacket. Temperatures are going to be down around 60, even some upper 50s in some spots. As the kids are coming home, temperatures climb up to around 80 degrees. We're going to take a close look at the holiday weekend coming up.
Elizabeth, thanks. We're staying on top of breaking news. Authorities say a tractor trailer crashed on I-85 at the Falls Lake Bridge, spilling thousands of pounds of marble across the road. This happened about 1:15 this morning, and lanes of the interstate are closed in both directions as crews work to clean that marble up.
We're taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol right now. Legislators are there debating President Trump's broad-ranging policy bill. They could vote on it later this morning. Republican legislators held a marathon session nearly 22 hours yesterday. They are back at it again live this morning, trying to advance the president's one big beautiful bill, though, through a vote by the House Rules Committee. The bill includes major tax and spending cuts. House Speaker Mike Johnson can't afford to lose more than 3 Republican votes in order to pass that bill. The measure would then move to the Senate.
UNC's hiring of Bill Belichick seems to be paying off for the university.
The incredible hire of Bill Belichick and what he's meant to this program, the enthusiasm, the positive things that are going around surrounding the program.
That's UNC Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham speaking to the Board of Trustees. His revenue officer says football ticket sales are up 35% year over year. Cunningham did not make mention of all the attention on Belichick's personal life or the coach's relationship with 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
State Department of Health and Human Services has a new tool to find places that administer free childhood vaccines. Officials say that people eligible for the Vaccine for Children program will be able to use a map added to its website. State health leaders say this new tool will allow people to search for VFC providers by city or zip code. The program also offers the latest information on vaccine requirements and recommendations.
More than 70 calls to 911, all about one rural farm party.
And my sister's pregnant, and we can't leave.
Tonight at 6, WRAL investigates the drain on county resources and the effort to stop the dangerous parties.
All right, these may look like your common house ants, but experts warn this invasive species shouldn't be overlooked. They're called Asian needle ants that can cause life-threatening allergic reactions. WRAL health reporter Grace Haba shares how they're taking over North Carolina neighborhoods and what you can do about it.
Because they are ants and they are so small, experts say it might be difficult for the average person to tell right away that they are needle ants. But one thing's for sure, if you're unlucky enough to get stung by one, you'll know.
And that's a female right there.
Tiny terrors.
They're a little bit smaller in some regards to certain fire ants.
With a painful sting.
They have actually a really high percentage chance of resulting in anaphylaxis.
Around North Carolina,
Those are Asian needle ants.
including this yard in Wake County, Asian needle ants are quietly hiding in mulch, old wood, even gardens.
They do really, really well here, and they outcompete a lot of native ant species.
Unlike invasive fire ants, Asian needle ants don't attack in numbers, but just one sting can be enough to cause a severe allergic reaction in some people.
Ants can cause big issues, but they're not aggressive. They're not aggressive to the level that fire ants are. The main issue of sting and the concern comes when you squish them or you grab them or they get in your clothes.
Uncontrolled, they'll quickly grow.
Yellow things you see here are pupa. That means they're about to become adult ants.
Which is why, if you spot them,
the best thing is exclusion.
Professionals recommend calling a pest removal service right away.
What we do is we'll put a band about 3 foot wide of the bait. Basically, we ban the house.
Multiple mitigation efforts might be needed. Experts say you can help keep them out of your house by reducing easy ways in.
Any cracks or crevices in the house where you've got electrical wires going in, fill those in.
And in the meantime, watch your step. In Wake County, Grace Haba, WRAL News.
Just look, Asian needle ants are spotted more and more in our area, and NC State is putting out more resources to help you identify them. For more information on the invasive species, you can look for this story on our website, WRAL.com.
Memorial Day weekend signals the start of summer for many people. It also means an increase in dangerous and deadly driving. AAA is projecting a record-setting number of people on the roads between today and Monday, and that includes more than 1.3 million people in North Carolina. To stay safe while driving, travel experts recommend taking a break every 2 hours or so you're behind the wheel and keeping distractions like your phone out of sight while driving.
We're also starting to keep one eye on the weather for this weekend for the holiday. Elizabeth Gardner over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Right now, it's fantastic out there.
It is, and we're going to see some fantastic weather at least through Saturday and possibly Sunday too. Right now, Monday and Tuesday and a good bit of next week look pretty wet. This is a live look at Lewisburg this morning, and you can see some low cloud cover starting to develop. We cleared out nicely last night when I walked in the door just a little while ago. It was nice and clear, but pretty moon out there, lots of stars. It's 62 degrees, and our dew point's down at 58, so it's nice and cool. The humidity is gone, but you might run into some patchy fog. This is a look at the big picture. Our cold front has moved on by, and so cooler, drier air is starting to filter in behind it. And we'll have a little while before we see our next big system coming in to bring us that chance for rain. You'll notice this afternoon, it feels breezy. We're going to see winds gusting up to around 25 miles per hour. Our temperatures right now, heading out the door, some 50s and 60s, 59 Southern Pines, 55 in Roxborough, looking at low to mid 60s elsewhere. We'll zoom in right here around the triangle. Zebulon's at 59. It's 58 in Chapel Hill, 60 in Apex, 59 in Holly Springs. So starting to see some more of those 50s. We're likely to be seeing pretty widespread 50s by the time we get to 7 o'clock this morning. Around town this afternoon, highs will be in the low to mid 80s. So very close to normal for this time of year with a nice drop in humidity. That means tailgating looks phenomenal for tonight. If you're headed out to the Canes game at 6 o'clock, 78 degrees, feeling very comfortable. And you don't have to take along your raincoat or your umbrella. Our muggy meter, as I mentioned right now, is very comfortable at 58, puts us right there in the comfy zone. We're going to stay at comfy to refreshing all the way through Saturday, and then we start to see it bumping up a little bit as we get into Memorial Day because we'll add a chance for some showers and storms. We couldn't rule out a stray storm late Sunday, but it's a low chance, about 20%. But Monday is trending a little bit wetter as we see the newer runs of the computer models coming in. And then that's likely to continue Tuesday and Wednesday, but at least we'll have a good chunk of the holiday weekend to enjoy.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Breaking down crime. Durham's police chief will present her department's first quarter report today. What those numbers reveal about trends in the city.
Pets and Memorial Day in the next hour. 5 on your side takes a look at the top dangers the holiday poses to animals and what you can do to keep them safe.
Welcome back. It is 4:53, a quiet start to our Thursday morning, and feels really nice out there as we look live at the American Tobacco campus in Durham, starting off in the low 60s. Lady Gaga is now 3/4 of the way to an EGOT, and legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese is part of a new project. David Daniel has your Hollywood Minute.
Lady Gaga is one award from an EGOT. The Oscar and 14-time Grammy winner just picked up a Sports Emmy for her Super Bowl performance of Hold My Hand. Now she just needs a Tony Award. Next stop, Broadway?
Cheryl Lee Ralph!
Cheryl Lee Ralph is also picking up more hardware. The Emmy and SAG Award winner is set to receive the Sidney Poitier Icon Tribute at the second annual Gotham Television Awards. The ceremony takes place June 2nd in New York.
I began to realize, too, that this wasn't really talked about that openly.
Legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese is going in front of the camera. Apple TV Plus has announced Mr. Scorsese, a 5-part portrait of the Oscar winner, featuring material from his personal archives and interviews with such friends and collaborators as Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jodie Foster, and Steven Spielberg. Rebecca Miller, an acclaimed filmmaker herself, is directing and executive producing the documentary. No word yet on a release date. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A controversial tush-push play the Philadelphia Eagles started with that quarterback sneak. It will not be banned for the upcoming NFL season. At the NFL owners meeting in Minnesota, 22 of the league's 32 teams voted against the proposed ban on the move. 24 votes are what's needed to make a rule change. So close, but not quite. The play involves several offensive players. You see pushing the quarterback a few yards there as the offensive line moves forward. It's been a key element in the success of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles offense.
An invasive spotted lanternfly was found here in North Carolina. The fly was found in Rockingham County and Reedsville. Spotted lanternflies pose serious threats to our state's wine and grape industries. They can feed and cause damage to 100 species of plants. If you see one, you're asked to submit a picture on the Department of Agriculture's website.
The NC Wildlife Commission launched a new alligator website. It's called GatorWise. It's to help inform people living across southeastern states about how to properly respond to alligators. Here in North Carolina, gators are more commonly spotted along the coast. The initiative is modeled after the BearWise app, which helps communities with black bears.
Looking for a win. We are live inside Lenovo Center this morning, where the Canes will play the Florida Panthers tonight in Game 2. What you need to know as the Hurricanes try to even up the series.
A D.C. shooting. New information this morning about the killings of a couple after an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum. How world leaders, including President Trump, are reacting to that violent attack.
And I-85 crash. Authorities say a tractor trailer lost thousands of pounds of marble across the interstate. The cleanup effort that has traffic backed up at the Falls Lake Bridge.